First thing we're gonna do is start combing out the hair to get it ready for the fade. We wanna start with doing our first guideline. I never grab the trimmer to create my guideline simply because it's a lot harder to take it out. That was my first guideline. This is my second guideline. I do it about half an inch from the first guideline. I grab my one guard and I put this bad boy on. I go ahead and I open the lever all the way down to begin my next guideline. And again, I bring the fade up another half inch to create my third guideline. All right, now you can clearly see the guidelines. I'm gonna go ahead and start fading. I'm gonna start with the top one, which is the 1.5. I then grab my number 2 guard, snap that bad boy on to go ahead and start getting rid of the third guideline, which is a 1.5. I'm not gonna go ahead and utilize the clipper over comb technique. I put it right against the scalp and I hold it about 30 degrees out, then I cut. Fading that number 2 guard to the top of the hair. From here, you can still go ahead and see the 1.5. So we're gonna grab the 1.5 guard, drop the lever all the way down, and start fading that bad boy away. Sometimes we're just gonna be utilizing only our corners of our guard because simply that's all we need. I'm noticing some bulk here. I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the number 2. Here it goes. Utilize the handy dandy trimmers to go ahead and start trimming and balding my client. And I just realized my boy Alberto doesn't like hooks. You like to bald it out, right, bro? No worries, I got you, my boy. All right, so no worries. We're gonna go ahead and bring up the fade a little bit. We'll go ahead and bald them. All right, since we did this on this side, I want to make sure that the fade is even. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring that guideline up on this side too. Bring it up here. So I'm just evening out the guideline, making sure that it's straight. And notice, again, I'm not going like this because that creates a really harsh guideline. I'm trying to make my job as easy as possible so I can go ahead and fade, and more importantly, so I can cut as much hair as possible throughout the day. So there you go. Now that it's even, we're gonna go ahead and continue with our fade. Since we went ahead and brought that fade up a little higher, no worries. We're gonna create a second guideline again. So you're in luck, you get to see these steps one more time. But it's gonna be a lot easier now. Half guideline, and this is our 0 guideline, trimmer guideline. We're gonna get rid of that half guideline by running the number 1 on there. All right, we're gonna get rid of that trimmer guideline now with the lever all the way up, no guard, nice and soft. Drop it down a little bit more. And it's just trigger play. You're letting it fall down. The lever is about midway right now. Drop the lever a little bit more, drop it some more. As you go higher in the fade, the level drops. Right here, I'm just redefining the fade with the 1.5 guard. We did this earlier, and it is still good. All right, I'm not gonna utilize my 3-foil shaver. I found this bad boy on Amazon. It's pretty dope. Lets you know when it's gonna die. So I think it's like the first of its kind. It's hard, but 3 foils, is it a better shave? I don't know. Let's find out. But we're gonna go ahead and start utilizing this bad boy. One of the barbers here said that this is the triple whopper shaver. I guess so, you know. I don't really think there's a difference, but I do know that it does do the job. So notice as I'm getting up above here by my first guideline, I am feathering off into the guideline. I'm not going all the way straight. I'm kind of just feathering. And when I do get around that area even closer, I like to go side to side with just obviously 1 foil. Because if you don't, you're gonna create another guideline. And if you do, no worries. You can go ahead and check it out with the trimmer. As you've seen here, I created another little guideline with the shaver, but not to worry. Grab your trimmer and utilize the corner of your blade, and just like that, it is gone. And really, that's all this fading thing is understanding that if we create lines, we can take them out, you know? So don't really stress. And if you don't like that look, no worries. Grab the shaver and let's do it again. Remember, soft, feather into it. Side by side, by side by side. Yes, sir. Look at that. And I'm kind of noticing a little line here. So I'm gonna drop my lever all the way down to play it safe and kind of just play around that area. We're now at the touch-up phase of the fade, y'all. I always save this for last simply because I don't like to do it in the beginning because you'll get lost. And it saves more time. Again, it's about being more efficient, keeping, you know, conversation with your client so you can go ahead and come back, and more importantly, so you can get more clients, you can go ahead and actually have a successful barber career, right? So just keep it going, keep it pushing, save all the touch-up work for the very end. So now we're gonna start with the lineup portion of this haircut. And I like to comb it out first, and then go ahead and hit it with some spritz. It's just hairspray. It helps harden the hairstyle, the hairline, and it even keeps it in place while you're lining it up. You do have to wait for it to either dry a little bit, or I like to hit it with the hair dryer. All right, as you can see, my client, he has a cowlick here, so it causes the hair to kind of come up a little bit. So on this side, it looks that it's higher, so that's where we're gonna start. We always start with whatever corner is the highest, and we'll match it to that one. Because last thing you want to do is do here, and then you end up just doing more work, right? And this type of hairline is always going to move, you guys. So understand, we're going to be here probably about 3 or 5 minutes, and probably 3 minutes. But it's because he styles his hair forward, so it's always going to be moving. So we have to line that up about 3-4 times in order to get a really solid lineup. If you line it up, comb it, and do it all over again. Keeping it as natural as possible. I like to comb and then tap. Not too hard, because obviously you don't want to knock them. Again, this hairline is going to keep moving and moving, and that's okay. But when you have a client with wavy hair like this, that's what happens. So do not get frustrated. To face my client towards the mirror to give me that second pair of eyes, right? Our first vision is our eyes. Second vision is this mirror in front of us. And as I can tell from right here, go ahead and put your chin down a little bit more. I have to hit the middle right there. That's perfect. We're gonna do that. Once I hit this little spot here, I like to go ahead and grab my third eye, right? No conspiracy theory or whatever, but we're gonna hit our third eye. And then from here, I like to go ahead and use my third eye, which is on the mirror right in front of the client's forehead. Closed already. And from here, I can see even more. And more importantly, this is gonna be their rearview mirror in their car, right? So make sure you go ahead and get this. Hit it one more time, and we'll move on to the beard trim. Lineups, when it comes to a fade, it's just like it goes hand in hand, right? So you gotta make sure that that lineup is straight. So that's one main reason why one client will drop you, you know, as a barber. All right, let's move over on to our beard trim and shave. All right, guys, so next step is gonna be moving on to our beard shave and trim. And my boy has a few stragglies, so you want me to go and get those, right, Alberto? Just all the stragglies. Do you like the length right now for the most part? Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna bring down the fade to about right here underneath the ear. Let's get started. All right, you guys, so rule of thumb is, see where the Adam's apple is? Put your finger there. Either your index finger or middle finger, don't really matter. I don't wanna flick y'all, so I'm gonna do index. But you don't want it any more higher than that. If you get it any higher than one index finger above the Adam apple, it's gonna look really goofy, and you don't wanna do that. So if you ever wondered why it looks that way, that's why. Real nice and soft. And understand, when you are lining up with a trimmer down here, these bad boys aren't hitters. This is why I use them for neck trims. Be careful, be mindful. Very, very soft. And look at that. We did that first bottom guideline first. And now we do this one to keep it as natural as possible and create a nice 90-degree angle. Nice and smooth. And from here, any of the stragglies, I like to go maybe about eye level of the beard. Put your chin up a little bit for me, bro. And now look at any stragglies. These are the details, y'all. This is what was gonna get you nice and booked. Nice and booked, yo. Returning customers, that's important. Getting clients in the chair is dope, right? But making them come back, that's when you know you're doing something. I like to drop my first guideline right here. Same steps that we did to fade the top of the head. 0 guideline, 0.5, and now drop the lever, 1.5 guard. There you go. I close the lever now, just touching up using my corner work. There you go. Boom. All right, you guys, now we're gonna be focusing on the shave. This is the actual razoring of the beard. I'm gonna be using the one and only Filoso shave gel. This is unreleased at the moment, but I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on it. Let's go ahead and see how it goes into action. Let's get it. So I like this shave gel because it's non-irritating, has jojoba and also argan oil in it, and that's great for non-swelling, redness, and just really giving off a nice non-watery feel and texture, right? Using our handy dandy Filoso razor blades, we're gonna load up our razor cartridge. This is a little butterfly one. All right. So now that we have a nice shave gel on his face, that's super soft, and as you can see, it's not watery at all, and that's because it has that oil in it, right? That argan and jojoba in it. That's gonna be long lasting, so I'm not gonna have to constantly keep putting more and more on. When it comes to these beard shaves, I always start here, and then I end it here, and then I just connect it right in the middle, just like that. That Filoso razor blade at it at work again, leaving it super sharp, consistent, and long lasting. And of course, right, that's all little fuzziness. Wipe that off and do it one more time. The last thing we want is for him to have what looks like a sharp beard, right? We want to make sure he has an actual sharp beard. So once you run the shave, make sure you do it once again. I do it about 3 times just to secure that, you know, it is actually what we lined up, right? You're not going to have a problem with this drying up like that typical water-based shave gels, right? Now at this point it looks good, but what I like to do is ask my client if he would like it to go be a little bit more defined, right? What do I mean by that? Just drop it a little bit lower, because it'll be a little bit more defined, ¿verdad? Pero si ahí chingón, you can keep it. You sure you don't want it no lower? A little lower? All right, let's do it. And again, y'all, like, you know me, I'm all about keeping it natural, right? But that's besides the point. If my client wants it lower, we're gonna make it lower, you know? And look at that, it's a whole lot more defined. Once I'm done with that, I go ahead and grab the razor holder and I shave against the grain. And y'all, if you can feel it, the shave gel is still there, even though I hit it with a little bit of a towel there. You guys gotta try it out, man. It's releasing in about 2 weeks. So we wanna go ahead and hook you guys up with it, man. I'm hoping you guys like it. Let me know what you think. And grab a box of our razors too. You know, people ask us, how can you support us? That's how you can support us. Go ahead and put your lip down for me, bro. Start from the middle, y'all. Work your way to the sides. So here comes a little bit more of that Filoso shave gel. I always recline my clients when it comes to eyebrow. The reason why is because you can't get them as crispy as I'm about to get them right here when they're up, right? You're able to go ahead and pull the skin and get right here. And really create that straight line that people love, right? That you get when you thread. But when you have them up, it's very hard to do that. It's looking mad crispy. And that's the line you get from when you thread, right? And what do they do when they thread your hair? They have you recline. So as barbers, recline your clients. And you have a damn razor blade on their eyelid. So that's pretty scary, right? You want to be as comfortable as possible. And before I shave, and look at that, yo. That's looking like money to me. Turn over to your right for me, bro. Gracias, carnal. Again, I use the corner of the blade. Check it out. The right corner, then the left corner. Right, and then from here, left corner again, as I work my way to the end of the eyebrow, using only the corner of the Filoso blade. Yo, super. As you saw, we didn't have much to work with. So they are consistent, they are long lasting, and of course, they are sharp. Line up cool? Yes sir, my boy.